In the shadows of colonial ambition, a legend rises. Queen Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba, defying the powerful forces that sought to subjugate her people. Despite the overwhelming might of European colonizers, Nzinga stood firm, defiant in the face of their attempts to break her spirit. Her kingdom was under threat, yet she never wavered. Nzinga was no ordinary ruler. She was resistance wrapped in royal blood. To her people, she was more than just a leader. She was the embodiment of resilience, strength, and unyielding defiance. Today, her name echoes across time, carrying with it a message of strength, courage, and the power of resistance. Have you ever heard of Queen Nzinga? What's the most surprising thing you've learned about her so far? Let me know in the comments below. Born in 1583 in what is now Angola, Nzinga listened not just to words, but to silence. Her father, King Ngola, taught her the ways of the court, the intricacies of diplomacy, and the sharp edge of political maneuvering. As a child, she observed the world around her, the growing influence of the Portuguese, the corruption and disunity within her kingdom. While her brother ruled with uncertainty and weakness, Nzinga learned to master the art of negotiation, gathering wisdom from those around her and learning the cost of submission. Her education was not limited to politics and power. Nzinga understood the people she ruled, their hopes, fears, and the land that shaped their identity. It was this combination of education, empathy, and strength that would forge her into a ruler who would stand unshaken by the weight of colonial power. When the Portuguese arrived, they demanded submission, believing their superiority gave them the right to conquer and control. But Nzinga was not one to bend to the will of invaders. She offered negotiations, sharp, deliberate, and brilliant. She presented a calm but resolute face to the Portuguese envoys, using their arrogance to her advantage. Every word she spoke was carefully calculated to sow division and discord between the European powers. But when negotiations broke down, Nzinga did not hesitate to take up arms. She waged war with unmatched precision, not out of rage, but out of a deep understanding of her people's need for freedom. She gathered the strongest warriors, forged alliances with neighboring kingdoms, and devised a strategy that would change the course of history. She was not only a queen, but a symbol of hope for her people. Nzinga's resistance was not merely about military victory. It was about defying the systems that sought to break her people and their culture. She fought not just for her kingdom, but for the preservation of a way of life. If you're inspired by Queen Nzinga's strength, hit that like button to support more powerful stories like hers. Nzinga's legacy was not just one of war, but of vision. She ruled for nearly 4 decades, a queen who understood the delicate balance between diplomacy and strength, between peace and war. Her reign was marked by unyielding determination, her leadership a beacon of hope in a time of immense adversity. Nzinga outlived many of her rivals and defied the expectations placed upon her as a woman in power. But it was her unwavering belief in her people and her kingdom that made her legendary. She is remembered not just as a ruler, but as a revolutionary, a protector of her people's freedom, and a pioneer who laid the foundation for future generations of African leaders. Her legacy is still felt today, as her name continues to inspire those who rise against oppression, those who fight not just for victory, but for justice. Queen Nzinga's story is not just a relic of the past. It is a mirror for the ones who rise, who fight, who remember. She teaches us that leadership is not loud and brash. It is quiet, deliberate, and unshakable. Resistance is not always seen in acts of violence, but in the strength to stand firm in the face of adversity. Nzinga's story is a story of resilience, of a woman who defied the odds, who fought not just for her kingdom, but for the preservation of her people's soul. Her legacy lives on, not just in history books, but in the hearts of those who continue her fight. If you want to hear more stories like Queen Nzinga's and be inspired, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon.